And there's still
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Tuck Rule Takes. The Tuck Rule boys are back. We did not come to play today. We are dressed for somewhat of a funeral. At least wearing, some funeral like attire, all black, because honestly, I don't think this league deserves it. This league has counted the Patriots out all season, but yeah, we're back. Mike Sullivan, obviously here as always. Liam McDade. Liam, what up, man?
I saw, dude. What a resounding win. I'm in the highest spirits, riding sky high right now.
Buddy, me too. 24-6, as you heard. Listen, we said if the Pats won this game, convincingly, not convincingly, whatever it happened to be, the Pats are going to be back. This was going to be the funeral. Freddy Krueger was back. Thanos has all the things in the gauntlet. Dread it, run from it. Destiny still arrives, all the same. We are here. The Patriots are here, 24-6. Just an ass whooping. Not even really offensively, even though you see it 24 points. This was just the defense shut the Panthers down. But I think, as always, we're going to start with Mac Jones. 12 of 18 for $139, a touchdown and a pick. Completely pedestrian game, but it was just the flow of the game. I don't think he necessarily had a horrible game, had a good game. He was just kind of there, right?
He was a game manager. That's all we needed of him. Don't screw anything up. And even his one interception wasn't too bad. Like, it was just go out there and manage.
Yeah, that's all it was. I mean, when you throw 18 passes, you're not going to have a great game there. I mean, let's be honest.
For the most part.
No, I mean, maybe the yards could be more or whatever, but that's just not what happened. 12 of 18. 12/18 is actually my birthday, December 18th. So that's really? I just realized that. So holy shit, look at
year
that.
1939.
Look at that. Yes, year 1991. Ass hat. But you mentioned the pick. Why did it have to be to Stephon Gilmore? Just why?
I thought it was destiny. It was written in the stars. I think everyone and their mom knew it was coming. They knew it. When they sat down on that couch and turned on NFL primetime, you hear Chris Berman, everyone knew. They were like, all right, Stephon Gilmore against his former team. I wonder how many picks he's going to get. It's definitely one, maybe two, maybe one's to the house. He answered. Yeah. It was just one, wasn't crazy, and it was basically the only highlight that team had.
I mean, it really was. I mean, after that pick, it's the only highlight because that's all Gilmore could talk about afterwards. I think after the game, he tweeted something. It was like he tweeted the little lock emoji, and I'm like, bro, you still lost. Like, good, awesome, like 2 thumbs up for you because not only did you pick it off, you picked it off against your old team, but like,
2 thumbs up.
Sir, you did lose, and it was in embarrassing fashion. Funny thing though, after that pick, the next drive, Mac went down 75 plus yards, scored a touchdown. So this goes back to what I said before. Remember when you were like, Mr. Mike, why are you confident in this team like that? Because I think when they do make those mistakes, they do come back. And that is, they kind of showed it there.
It's a great example right there. Keep bringing them up to me. I want you to fight this argument all season.
Yeah, honestly, that was one of the first things I thought of when I saw that, because I didn't even, in the flow of the game, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. That he
was that the Hunter Henry touchdown?
I think so.
Before the half?
It had to be, right? Because I think, I believe it was, because I think the next one was a rush. Yeah, but either way,
I'm honored that when Hunter Henry gets that touchdown, immediately you probably look over to your wife and like, this is why Liam's wrong. This is why. Look at what you're watching right now. That's coming back.
That's what I said. I mean, like that's the thing with this team. They'll have their mistakes, but they tend to come back. It seems like, whether they give up like a crucial 3rd down on defense or something. I mean, granted, not strictly talking about this game because you're going against Sam Darnold, who had a spooky night. He was seeing ghosts all over the field. Judon was in his ass. You had Barmore, who was just causing havoc. Barmore was pushing his blockers back. He was deflecting passes. Kyle Van Noy deflecting passes. I think Jamie Collins even got in there for a little highlight. If I remember correctly, it was like some like weird next gen stat where it was up until I think like for the history of the game, it was like the quickest interception from like the quarterback's hand to the defender's hand or something like that.
Really?
I don't. Yeah, it was some weird stat. I don't. The whole weird stat or like the intricate stat craze that's going on. I can't really get behind it. It's too much for me. Like the DVOA
it's always like the
and all this
thing. It's like Nelson Aguilar is the first player with 3 catches for 14 yards in a game. You're like, that's so specific. Why?
Yeah. I'm like, that's weird. Like, yeah, he's the first player to have, like a catch, like 3 consecutive first down catches of 6+ yards or more. I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. I don't even know what this means. Like, what this means nothing to me. But yeah, Mac Jones, 12-18, $139, all that fun stuff. That is not the highlight that is coming out of the game with Mr. McCorkle over here. I think I forget exactly. It was in the first quarter. Yep. He got strip sacked by Burns, who was all over the field. Strip sacked, really came out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. They showed it. It looked like I don't know if Hunter Henry was supposed to stay in to block, if he was supposed to chip more, if Wynn was supposed to help him. I don't know. There was some sort of miscommunication there. But Burns pretty much came in untouched, other than being touched for like 1 second by Hunter Henry. Walloped Mac Jones. Ball goes in the air. Mollywopped. This is one of my favorite things. He got mollywopped. Mac Jones turned around, grabbed Brian Burns' ankle.
Holding on for dear life.
Burns, spun, went down, hurt his ankle. Before we dive more, kind of like what this means for now the dirtiest player in the game, Mac Jones. What was your take on that or everything? Kind of what you've seen afterwards.
So I obviously watched the whole thing go down, and then I have like a basketball football group chat with 2 of my friends from college, and we just spew all our stupid, terrible takes on each other in there. So they immediately text, and one of them's a Broncos fan, one of them's a Giants fan. Both of them hate the Patriots. Wow. So immediately they're like, that's the dirtiest play I've ever seen. There should be a suspension, blah, blah, blah. And then when Burns ends up getting hurt later in the game, he tries coming back in, re-hurts that ankle, he's out for the game. Then they go ballistic. So I really don't think it was that dirty of a play. I think it's first reaction. For anyone who's played football, if you're like a skilled position player and you fumble, the dude who tackled you shouldn't recover the fumble. Like, you should do, if you don't have the football, if you made the mistake of dropping the football, you do everything in your power to grab them and stop them from recovering the fumble. If you can buy an extra second for your guy to come and get that ball, you do that. So, and he's just holding on to Burns' leg like he's holding on to the landing gear of a plane. And obviously Burns is trying to do, remember when Gronkowski had that touchdown where one dude's holding on to his leg and he jumps in?
Yes.
So this dude's just trying to jump forward to get the fumble like everyone is. Football, everyone's going to the ball, go get the ball, Ted. And he tries to slip free, it looks like, and unfortunately it goes so fast. You have to kind of look at it in slow frame by frame. And I went on YouTube, good old YouTube, and looked at the frame by frame. And even then,
they got the Zapruder film out there. I mean, this has
they do.
This film has been looked at more than the JFK assassination. It's insane.
They won't release the JFK assassination. At least they release these. But I digress. So it looked like it was just kind of like a toss-up play. It's so hard to see specifically what happened. As Burns turns, so is Mac. It's really hard to tell who turned first, who's reacting, who's doing the action. But in light of my quarterback, I stand by him. Stand by my man.
That's my quarterback. That's my teammate. That's my quarterback.
100%. Yeah. T.O. is right, and I'm right there. I just think it's a part of the game. I don't think he meant to roll his ankle. I think Burns was 50-50 at fault. Mac was 50-50 at fault. And it's just one of those plays where you're like, damn, it didn't need to happen. But at the same time, it's a smart heads-up play. Unfortunately, he got hurt because he's a beast, but he didn't go to FSU. And this is FSU week, so screw him.
Yeah, I tend to believe with you there because you see it happen. And Mac said afterwards, he was like, yeah, I got hit hard. I kind of didn't know what was going on. I thought he had the ball. Whether Mac really thought he had the ball or not, he just didn't know where the ball was. So he probably just assumed he had it.
No clue where the ball is. So he's like,
exactly.
Sure, the dude who killed me might know where it is.
Exactly. So I'm going to grab his leg.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to grab the only thing that I know is around me, and that's him. He's like, I'm not going to let this guy get the ball.
Yeah, it's that simple. How many times I was watching Undisputed today, and Shannon Sharp was saying it, and Club Shay Shay. He was sitting there talking because, of course, Skip Bayless thought was the most dirtiest play ever because he hates the Patriots. But Shannon Sharp was like, listen, when you fumble the ball or when something happens like that, you grab onto somebody because you either don't want them to get the ball or you don't want to do this. And what does Skip say? That's holding. It's like, no, that's not holding. This is what happens. How many times do you see deep pass? There's two defenders back there and a receiver. Defender catches, or the receiver catches it, fumbles it. When the defender tackles him, he holds him on the ground.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
And if it's a tip ball, so say Mac throws at the line of scrimmage, tipped in the air, anyone on that defense can bundle any receiver.
Yep.
If you're covering a guy, just look over at him and tackle him. Make sure he's not getting the ball. And it'd be the same thing. If they get hurt on that play, then whoops, I won't let you get the ball. It's
football. It's still football because to the whole like twist thing. So you see Mac kind of looks up, grabs the first thing in front of him because he looks Panthers player, gonna grab his ankle. He grabs his ankle. He's on his side. And I hate that we have to get so damn technical with this, but he's on his side. You see Burns take one hop, pulls Mac. What happens when you pull a player? Yeah. 2 hops. Let's go. Break the ankle. Sweep the leg, Johnny. Sweep the leg. So you see, I've actually never seen that movie, which is kind of funny, but you see Mac grab the ankle. And as he's being pulled, his body is turning. He sticks his leg out to try to, just normal momentum. When you're turning, you're trying to stop yourself. Burns spins at the same time, or maybe a second before, a second after. It doesn't matter. It was a bang, bang play. And then they're like, oh, Mac didn't even get up. Mac didn't even check on the guy afterwards to see if he was okay because he didn't think it was a dirty play. He's trying to hold him down. If Mac thought he actually had the ball, dude, grab him by the ankle. If Mac didn't think he had the ball. Exactly. He could have been running. He had a whole convoy of people in front of him. If Mac thought he didn't have the ball, you grab him to prevent him from getting it. It's a football play. It's not a dirty play. I saw one, I don't know if the guy's from Carolina or whatever, some reporter saying it's dirtier than anything Ndamukong Suh has ever done. I don't think you people remember Ndamukong
Suh step on someone's face.
On someone's face, their hand,
their
shit
ankles.
With Aaron Rodgers. Get out of here with that. I think he was voted like the dirtiest player in the game by his peers, all that stuff. Yeah.
His teammates were like, love the dude, but
of course, it's one of those guys where you love him, but if he was on someone else's team, you kind of hate him. I can assure you, Mac Jones is not that person. This was not a dirty play. And then did you hear them on the broadcast? They were like, oh, well, Burns sacked Jones back in high school. So of course he's going to want to get back to him. But in fucking high school, like, you think he held a grudge long? Granted, maybe, and of course, granted, we just had Tom Brady play for the Patriots, the most notorious grudge holder ever, or like Belichick, our coach. But to think that Mac Jones is going to say, "Ooh, you tackled me in high school, I'm going to twist your ankle." And by the way, people think that same reporter, the photo of his article was Burns being carried off on the cart. People think that's what happened after that play. Burns stayed in the game. Burns played for a good amount of time afterwards and played well.
Then re-injured it.
And who's to say, like, don't give me the Mac messed up the integrity of his ankle, all this. No, this is coming from Panthers fans who they're like, oh, I stand by my team. Yeah, you stand by a loser team with a loser quarterback who's wasting a good defense, bad coaching. Your coach idolizes Belichick. He said that before the game. You should be idolizing Mac Jones because your quarterback sucks.
And apparently they have a cornerback who wants to lose too. So it's wild.
They have a cornerback who, my God, and then after the game, they're like, he was like, oh, no, I treated this like any other game. Dude, you were on record saying that you treated it as a different game because it was against the Patriots. Like, What do we do? That team is a mess. Granted, but now what's happening? You're having people say, oh, well, now that the Patriots beat them, it's, the Panthers weren't that good, all that. Don't give me that, because the Panthers, people talked about this defense, and rightly so. Like they were an elite defense, which they are, which they still are. As you can see, they didn't really give up that much to Mac through the air. Their running game was different. We'll get to that. But I mean, let's not act like the Panthers are scrubs. Just because Darnold's there. Darnold did have his flashes. Granted, he's not great by any means. He's really not good, but the team was still succeeding. So let's not act like this is how it's going to be. Next week, when the Pats inevitably, we'll talk about it, beat the Cleveland Brownies. It's going to be, did we overestimate the Browns? Is Baker that good? Maybe the OBJ drama actually hurt the team, blah, blah, blah. That's how it seems. It seems like every team the Patriots beat, it turns into, oh, well, are they really that good? Or if a team beats them, it's, oh, look at that. This team is great because they beat the Patriots. You can't have it both ways.
No.
I don't know. End of my rant. Mac Jones, the dirtiest player in the game. He is the Ric Flair of NFL. That's how I
love it. I love it. If it was actually an intentional play, I almost love it even more. I want that grit. I want that grind. People are trying to dumb down football. They're trying to stop what is a modern day gladiator sport, and that's why we like it. There is no other game like football anymore. Even rugby is so form set with their tackles. It always, if you tackle above the waist, it's a high tackle. It's illegal. Like they have these certain rigorous formats to keep things safe. Football has very much dumbed down and gone strict with their safety. But at some point, it's still a go out there and hit game.
Still a contact sport. I mean, just look at Robbie Anderson. He got mollywopped. The last game against the Falcons. They played the Falcons, right? If I remember correctly.
I'm surprised he was still alive.
I was surprised he was too, and he actually played too. And by the way, Robbie Anderson, dude, don't show up your quarterback like that on the sideline. And not only that, if that's something you're gonna do, how is no coach, no player, no nothing trying to like even intervene or something? Not that it was getting aggressive where Anderson was gonna, put his hands on Darnold or anything, but like that's just the sign of me. Or the sign to me of a loser team, a team that has no faith in anything. It's really individuals. I mean, it is individualistic. You got Gilmore tweeting that he had a pick, Robbie Anderson showing up as quarterback. It's not a good look.
Yeah. And let's use that as a segue, because in the second half, it basically opened up with a defensive showdown from the Patriots. And the Panthers went out there, they got the ball, and J.C. Jackson answered. He threw it directly to J.C. Jackson, and I understand why Robbie Anderson was pissed, because in this play, so the tight end's going out to the flat, and he tries to throw it to the tight end. Seems like a routine pass. He's running to his not strong side. He's a right hand. He's running to his left, so it's not an ideal throw for him, but he completely sails this ball way over his target, not even close. Bang, basically right to J.C. Jackson, who has a wide open running lane. Yep. And it's J.C. Jackson and Robbie Anderson. And Robbie Anderson, who J.C. was covering, is chasing him down. Robbie's one of the fastest wide receivers in the league. He's a burner.
Yeah, quick guy. Jeez.
Yes, he's huffing after J.C. And just before the end zone, eats shit. Goes to dive for him, completely misses. Has a nice turf dinner. Just face full of pellets. And so if I was chasing down some dude who just got a pick six on my team, and I ate shit because my quarterback completely overthrew some dude about 7 yards away, I'd be pretty pissed too. And then he's on the sidelines. Do you remember exactly what he said? I think it was throw it tight, right?
It was something. Yeah. He said something like that. Then there was other words like "God damn man" or something like that. Something along those lines. It was really just basically saying you suck.
Yes. He was like, throw it tight, man. Like I get it. Like he's 7 yards downfield. Underthrow it if you're gonna do that. Like throw it to the turf. Put it on him. And I understand crazy things have happened. Like every quarterback will have an errant throw once in a while, but that was a bad one. And then obviously, basically the next possession is the Jamie Collins pick.
Yep.
And the whole team starting to unravel at this point.
That was
the ball
amazing.
Goes. Jamie Collins makes a spectacular play on the ball, gets a few yards after, and this was the play I was waiting for. The welcome back to Foxboro, Jamie Collins. He's had a few really good plays, but this was it. I was waiting for this because he's a great coverage linebacker. So when he got this, I was tearing open the shirt. I was ready. I was psyched, amped. So that was beautiful.
Yeah, man, he came out of nowhere. That dude, that was one of those ones where you kind of see it and you're like, wait, what? Like how? It doesn't even seem real, because normally when that happens, the ball gets batted. It went right to his head. Like nobody. I think Belichick said after the game too. He was like, I don't know. There's many people who can make that play. And that's why you sign Jamie Collins. You don't sign Jamie Collins knowing he's going to make that play. But these are the types of plays these are the reasons you sign a player like Jamie Collins. This is why you give him another Super Bowl chance.
With us for a reason. He's a fantastic player. And
exactly.
Everyone knew when he got cut by the Lions. Everyone. I don't think another team even tried to sign him. They were like, yeah, he's going back to the
Yeah, they knew. It was a matter of time. I think we texted about, we were in our Couch Guys Sports group chat, which, by the way, go check out couchguysports.com. Bunch of article, bunch of Patriots stuff on there from yours truly as well. Bunch of other articles, any sort of sports you're looking at, some stuff that's not sports as well. Go take a look, podcasts, articles, everything. I actually just posted one today. It'll be up, or I'll be posting it tomorrow, about how Bill Belichick has done in his 2 drafts post Tom Brady. Because all you hear is how Tom Brady, made Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick can't draft. So I kind of, refuted that sentiment. But anyways, yeah, Jamie Collins, though, he was a beast. I think he's starting to play more too, because I think his first game at least, he only played the 2 snaps. Mate had a sack in one of them. And I think the second game he didn't play that much. He's starting to come on, which I think is happening at the right time.
Which also shows how probably advanced Bill's defensive scheme was, where it's different from 3 years ago when Jamie Collins was on the team, something like that. So he comes on the team, and you'd expect him. Defense is pretty consistent. If a defensive player goes to a new team, people were expecting Von Miller to play because he's an edge rusher. All you have to do is go off the edge. The plays are pretty simple. But for linebackers, it gets advanced. A linebacker in Bill's offense, it must be hell trying to figure out everything. You have to do all the coverages, and you're basically the quarterback of the defense. So he had to work him back into it. And, man, kudos to Jamie Collins. Knows Bill, fits right into the scheme after a couple games, and I'm excited to see what this brother can do down the stretch.
I can't wait. I'm excited to see him, and also Dante Hightower. You had people saying, I don't know where this came from. It might be from his retirement rumors, and I don't know what's going on, but people saying that Hightower hasn't played well this year. Every single game, maybe, I can't think of one off the top of my head, maybe 1 or 2 games he's been kind of missing. Every game he's played, he's made impact plays, whether it's wreaking havoc on blockers for other people to make the tackle, whether it's him making the tackle, whether it's him getting people aligned in the right alignment. This is a no nonsense podcast with with Dante Hightower. I got both of them. Jamie Hightower. Imagine that. Can you imagine someone with the smarts of Hightower and the athletic? Not saying that Jamie Collins isn't smart, but just say that'd be, I think that's probably similar to what Gerard Mayo was. He was really good. But I loved him. It seemed like he was only here for like 5 years though.
I know.
And then well, whatever. But
he's coaching.
Yeah, exactly. See, so it just keeps happening. But yeah, man, Hightower, he had a great game. Jamie Collins, obviously. JC Jackson changed his Instagram name to Mr. INT. Even though I am gonna say, and I hate when people say this, his picks have come against the Jets and Sam Darnold. So, but that again, that's just kind of like a funny stat line. Yeah. He has played very, very well. Even if he's not getting picks, he's having pass breakups. He's tackling guys, tackling guys behind the line. By the way, what that brings me to, Miles freaking Bryant. Have you seen this guy show up and make open field tackle? Because the whole thing was the whole defensive back, thing. It was like, oh, they got to get Kyle Fuller. They got to find someone. They got, with Gilmore gone, Jonathan Jones down. Miles Bryant has fit in perfectly. He's making open field tackles. He's breaking up plays. He's pulling balls out of receivers before they catch it. This guy, I don't know. I know nothing about him. All I know is I'm happy he's here, because he is a welcome addition. Addition. He's no Jonathan Jones, but not that Jonathan Jones is a world beater, but again, Jonathan Jones is definitely better. Miles Bryant has really fit in. And I think what's his name, Sean Wade, is going to be coming back next week too. I think he'll finally be done with the concussion. High hopes for him. So and the team does too, because they've been putting him out there each week during practice. So and he's now practicing before the game as well. So that's kind of a sign that he's coming along.
That's a great point though with Miles Bryant, where it's like the open field tackles, because corners aren't really expected to make tackles. If a dude breaks it outside, the corner is supposed to slow him down so the safety can get the tackle or the
Yep.
linebacker can get him from behind.
Mhm.
Corners are never expected to make the tackles. So when you get a great tackling corner like Peanut Tillman used to be, or like Stephon
The
Gilmore,
peanut punch. He created the peanut punch.
Damn right he did. So those are just corners that excel in those circumstances, but they're few and far between. So this is the clear signs of a dude who's like trying to make an impact on a team.
Mhm.
He wasn't, I think he was undrafted, I'm pretty sure. But
I'll double check that as you
scraping and clawing to basically make the team. And once he gets on the field, I'd love to see players go all out and hustle. Like you say, he's trying to punch out balls, open field tackles, all that stuff that corners don't particularly want to do. They want the flashy INTs. They want what JC Jackson did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and we can't all be JC Jackson. And I did. Miles Bryant, by the way, was undrafted. So good on you, Bill, for getting him. But yeah, with JC Jackson, I thought it was funny. Gilmore had the pick, and it was like, look at this. Like he's reminding you guys of, what you lost. So what did JC Jackson do? He said, bro, hold on. Give me 1 second real quick. Can you throw me one of those pick sixes? Okay. Yeah. And he picked six and then another pick. It's like, yeah. Hey guys, don't forget, I'm still really good. So, and I know he's going to get paid. I don't care what's going to happen with that, whether you franchise him, then sign him, or franchise him, trade him, something. I don't care. Right now, JC Jackson is filling the role perfect. I know everybody thought he wouldn't be a number one corner because, Gilmore was pulling it, which I get relatively valid criticism until you actually watch him play.
Yeah. I mean, last year was like a big thing when he almost led the league in picks. He had a ton of picks, and that could be like from Gilmore being on the other side. But then he missed so much time last year that JC kind of solidified himself as the main guy. And then this game showed it too. And that second pick in the end zone, thank God he got that pick, because Judon comes off if you're the quarterback, he comes off the left edge. And gets absolutely held. Like a brutal comes around the dude.
Okay, so you saw that too.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's so bad. A blatant penalty, and I'm screaming. I'm like, he's holding.
Me too.
He's holding. Too. Bang, into the end zone. I'm like, doesn't matter. Don't call it. Don't you dare call it. Not that it matters. We just decline it anyway.
Dude,
but,
it was horrible. In my head, I thought it was going to be one of those things where I'm like, okay. And this all happens in the span of like 2-3 seconds, mind you. So I see Judon get held. I see the throw as the ball is in the air. I'm like, oh my God, there's going to be a touchdown, because it's just karma. It's just karma, right? And then once Jackson caught it, or no, as it was going there, I was like, oh wait, no, there's no flag on the field though. So it is going to be a touchdown. Then Jackson caught it. I was like, oh my God, it's an INT, still no flag. Good. It was a whirlwind of emotions. I was like, this is bananas. Tornado. But yeah, he ended up, he had the pick, which he ran the receipt. He ran his route. I mean, there was nothing against that. Yeah, it really is.
Like, you're running a comeback. I can see this.
I got you.
The ball snap. He's like, I know what he's doing. All right, let me show you how to run a comeback route.
Yeah, he's doing that. Play reminded me, and I am in no way comparing these two. That play reminded me of what Darrelle Revis used to do, when Revis would literally run the receiver's route, and as he's running, he would catch him. He would know exactly what's going on. It was wild. But yeah, JC Jackson defense showed out, all that fun stuff. With the offense though, the running game's pretty fucking good. Pretty good. Buck 46, everybody considered, everybody in there. You know who led the team in rushing, my friend? Our boy, Ramondre. If I could roll my R, I would say
Ramondre.
Yeah, I can't. Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, that was bad. 10 runs, 62 yards. Brandon Hulk Smash Bolden ran for 8 for 54.
Can I just talk about Brandon Bolden real quick before we get on to Damian Harris?
You can talk about Brandon Bolden for as long as you want. I love him.
Okay. Our Lord and Savior, our favorite, the man, the entire team, basically. James White goes down. Moment of
R.I.P.
Anyway, so he goes down, and Brandon Bolden, who has been on and off kind of practice squad on the team, off the team for what feels like decades, but it's probably realistically been about 8 years, which is still a long time. He comes in and fills James White's role almost to perfection. The stats do not do justice on how good Brandon Bolden was. In the first half, even though we didn't score any points, he was crushing, like no touchdowns. I mean, he was crushing it. He had many first down runs. like his name says, BB Hulk smash. He was the first run he had of the game was a mean run up the middle. He had a bunch of first downs, and then that pass on the right sideline, kind of underthrown turnaround with a cornerback on him. A dude who is used to targeting and covering receivers cannot guard our running back who has been on and off of a practice squad. He is so good. Just a classic Patriots player where it's just like, all right, this guy's down. You need to come in and do exactly what James White did. And he does.
That catch reminded me of James White. Because how many times, I think we saw it earlier this year, a similar play, not the exact one, where Jones just lofted it over. James White caught it. That same type of play. So far, taking out, Mac Jones, Christian Barmore, those two, Brandon Bolden has been the biggest surprise for me because not only is he, we all knew he was good at run blocking. That's kind of,
that was his thing.
That's why, by the way, and people would always complain, why is Brandon Bolden in on third down? Because first of all, he's the best run blocker on the team outside of James White. So you have him in, not just to run block, but you have him in so he can also play on the offense. You have the option if you have to audible to something else. So I didn't like that criticism then, and I hate it even more now because it doesn't make sense.
But it's just it's a casual's point of view because they haven't seen his production on the field. No. Like he's kind of a short yardage guy and a run blocking guy. But then when he gets the touches, Bill's like, all right, I need you to line up as wide receiver. I need you to come out of the backfield. I need you to actually break it to the outside and get a good couple yards. I need you to get first downs. And he's just, all right, whatever you need. Totally.
Brandon Bolden is right now. He's almost like your go-to guy on second or third down, or when you need yards. First of all, he's got this burst. I don't know where he got this ability or where he was hiding it, I guess.
He certainly used to not do it.
Because and again, I'm not saying this. I don't want this to come off as I'm talking shit about Brandon Bolden. I liked him when he went to Miami. I hated that because I thought Bolden was a core special teamers. He was one of those core guys, that like every winning team has a Brandon Bolden on their team. Someone like that who, doesn't do much that the fans see, but he does a lot behind the scenes, the gritty plays. Gritty plays. I love the whole grit thing. That's what Brandon Bolden is though. Brandon Bolden, all of a sudden he can bounce it outside and like pick up some speed. He can catch ball. He can do all this stuff. Brandon Bolden, so far, my biggest surprise of 2021.
I'm convinced there's nothing he can't do. If Mac goes down, we line him up at quarterback. If our receivers go down, damn it, he's playing wide receiver.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, there is. Yeah. He's playing wide receiver. I would love to see him out there trying to play wide receiver though. I think
he'd do all right. I think he'd get 5 for 60.
Yeah, something like that. I think so. He's done amazing. My God, I'm looking at his stats right here. He had so far this year, which is this can't be right. What's going on? Oh yeah. Okay. There it is. He has 22 rushes for 108, but then he also, catching wise, he's had games of 23 yards, 51, 79 yards against the Jets, 27 against Carolina just now. He is literally James White. He has taken over that role. And again, no one will ever live up to James White. No human, no football player, no Patriots player. Nobody will ever live up to him. But Brandon Bolden's doing his best impersonation.
Yeah, it's a damn good one.
Yeah, his best. So, Brandon Bolden, another surprise. Our boy Ramondre Stevenson catching balls, running. I think after this game, I don't know how you put him inactive again. And it sucks because I love JJ Taylor, but unless the game plan specifically calls for something. But dude, what he showed, busting off 6.2 yards per carry, you can't sit him. He is just too
leveled good. Some dude, like some linebacker in the middle of the field, got to the second level and dropped him trying to make the tackle. It's just Stevenson has too high of an upside. JJ Taylor's super serviceable, super
love
good,
him.
Versatile. Like he can catch, he can run up between the tackles for a small guy, which is rare.
Yeah,
but we saw what Ramondre did in the preseason, and I get it, it's preseason, but he dominated the preseason, which usually means you do pretty okay in
normally
games. So I think it's just kind of they had to work him into the system. He's clearly getting it now, and there is a huge upside for this guy.
Huge upside. And the thing is, he runs. I don't want to say it's the same as Damian Harris, because Damian Harris, it's a different. I don't know how to explain it. It's a different type of running when Damian Harris.
Damian Harris is more of like a one-cut Willis McGahee kind of guy, where he's like going to make one move and burst through the hole
and then go.
With Ramondre, it's kind of like Brandon Jacobs, if you remember him, where it's like,
of course,
he gets to the second level and he's like, who can I hurt?
And he's looking
get to the next level. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly how it is. I would compare Damian Harris again, not skill level or what they're going to be.
Nope.
Damian Harris reminds me in terms of Adrian Peterson, how there'd be one cut and he runs aggressively. I don't know how else to explain it. When he runs, it looks like I don't know how to. It's like he's running. He's running like he's like
Michael Myers is chasing him, and he's just like,
and it looks chaotic, which is how Adrian Peterson runs. But with Stevenson, like you said, it's different. It's a listen. I have like a little bit of finesse, like he can make cuts, everything like that. But at the same time, like I'm also gonna look for you because I'm gonna stiff arm you. Which, by the way, that stiff arm that he had on, I don't even know the poor soul's name that he did it to.
No, he's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he shoved him out. Like that was the thing. I was like, bro, you did not tackle Stevenson ran out of bounds to save your life. Yeah. That's what he did. That was, I think this is a good issue to have, man. You have 4 running backs that at any given time, I feel confident now with, because again, I know JJ Taylor hasn't played. I've seen him play though. He can catch, he can also run. Like you said, he reminds me of Dion Lewis, but a little more dense, if that makes sense. Not like thicker or anything like that, but just, he reminds me a little bit more of like, he's a little bit more bowling ball, like how he runs. But that's what he reminds me of. Not necessarily the great moves catching, but he can catch it. He can run it. Stevenson can catch it too, obviously, as he's shown. Damian Harris, you're never going to sit him. He's your starting back. I think right now he's 8th in the league right now in yards, or 7th, something like that. 7th or 8th in the league in yards right now.
Be up there in touchdowns too. The dude cannot help but score a touchdown.
Dude, see, that's the thing. When you have, so it's almost like you have Stevenson, who's a bruiser of a runner. But like I said, Harris is just that more like, I'm gonna hurt you. Not Stevenson, like, okay, who can I hurt? Who can I get? Harris is like, I'm hurting everybody on this play, like whoever tries to tackle me. So I think that's a great issue to have. The running game, I'm very, very pumped about that. And obviously that's going to help Mac when you do have the defenses who, are really good against the pass, like the Panthers are. Let's stop acting like, the Panthers aren't great against the pass. They're a top. I think they were 2nd in the league coming in, or maybe even 1st in the league coming into this game against the pass. Yeah, sure. Mac had a pick, $139, nothing impressive, but he did what he had to do to win the game. Running game helped him out. I am pumped about the running game. I can't wait.
We have the best backfield in the league. It's almost undisputed now that
Derrick Henry's, say so. Yeah, I would say
not even close. And our best running back isn't even playing this season. He's out for the season. So it's like, we are so deep.
That's the thing. Yeah, so deep. It's just one of those things where, I think if you're talking about top talent, I do still think that Nick Chubb with the Cleveland Brown team, he is probably pound for pound your best runner. He has COVID, by the way, so he may or may not play this weekend.
Huge.
Very huge, because Kareem Hunt is on IR too. Yes. But
and he hits women.
And I don't like Kareem Hunt. No, not at all. But yeah, great player. But yeah, no, he, they do have, so like top talent. I'm not saying Damian Harris, anybody's better than Chubb or Henry or anybody, but just overall full backfield, like you said, I don't know a team out there that has a better duo or trio at any given time.
Definitely better than a quadruplet. Is that the word?
A quadrio. Quadrio sounds good. That's what we'll go with. But yeah, again, 24-6, nothing. I don't have much more to talk about. All I'm excited about is that we said the Patriots needed to win this game. They had to win the game, and they did. The defense showed up. Like I think that was really the main thing. They held Darnold to a $172, 16 of 33. Horrible game, 3 picks. My man was not good. I think he has 9 picks going up against Bill Belichick right now.
Scary
That's
hours.
again, people say, oh, the Pats. Yeah, they beat the Panthers. It's not, hey, they beat the Chargers the week before too, who let's not sit here and act like the Chargers don't have a top passing game, because they do. And what did Bill Belichick do to him? Shut him down. 2 picks, 2 touchdowns,
shut him down.
Get out of here. He did nothing. Christian McCaffrey, I would say probably the MVP of the Panthers. I feel bad that he is on the Panthers because he deserves so much better. You know what team Christian McCaffrey should be on, if we're being honest? The Patriots. I mean, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Let's just call it what it is. He's someone who can block. He's not afraid to get in there. He's like a James White, but like a little more intimidating, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
He got mass to him.
Yeah. He's a little dense. But yeah, another week, Pats don't give up a touchdown. I don't care who you're playing. That is a big thing. Defense did well. My MVP of the game, if I had to say, I'm not going to get off the same guy I've been on, I think, the last win as well. Christian Barmore. I think if Mac Jones didn't get drafted, Christian Barmore would be the best pick of the 2021 draft.
Definitely.
He is
phenomenal,
a monster. And you have him working in tandem with Dietrich Wise, who's on the line as well. Lawrence Guy, you have him with Judon as well in the backs. In the linebacking core. Christian Barmore is going to be, I'm going to make my first of 3 hot takes. Christian Barmore is going to be right behind Vince Wilfork as the best defensive tackle the Patriots have ever had.
Really? So
assuming
it's over Richard Seymour?
I think so. Yeah. Wasn't Seymour more of a D end? Wasn't he?
He was a D tackle from what I
You know what? I don't give a shit. Even if that's it. No, Barmore is going to, at the end of his career, he is going to be number 2 behind Vince Wilfork. I know it's a big thing, but he's coming from Bama. He was ready for it. I don't think we're going to get the sophomore slump next year. I don't think that's really that common with D tackles. I don't see that. I think he landed in the best spot he could. He landed with Bill Belichick, the greatest defensive mind the sport has ever seen. I think Christian Barmore, he is my MVP. He's also going to be, like I said, the second best defensive tackle behind Vince Wilfork. Now I know I didn't tell you
around that.
Yeah, who would you have as an MVP if you had to pick?
I gotta go with JC Jackson. It seems clear. He broke the game wide open. Yep. When he Darnold threw, I said you're Sam Darnold.
I was there. I did it.
Yeah, it was my fault. I planned.
Oh, look what I just had. I didn't realize I had these. I'm keeping them on. Good. I just put my sunglasses on, people. If you don't know
my shades on.
What's happening.
But his pick 6 basically broke the game wide open, and then his last pick just put the nail in the coffin, straw that broke the camel's back. When Bane broke Batman over his knee, whatever metaphor you want to use.
Best Batman movie.
That last pick, yes, it was. I was born at the dock, but whatever.
I was born into the dock. Nobody can do that voice without sounding like some weird, like Sesame Street old man. By the way,
it's so good. It's so good.
So good.
But yeah, so I just think it's JC Jackson. I can't imagine it's anyone else really. I mean, I like Barmore, and I like your hot take. I still hold out for Richard Seymour. I get to see more from Barmore until I'm willing to take that plunge. Mm-hmm. I loved Richard Seymour. There's few things I wouldn't do for Richard Seymour. And I need to wait and see on that one, but it's not that bad. I was expecting more egregious. So
don't worry. They're coming. I got 2 more after this. Yeah, no, JC Jackson was going to be my next pick if I didn't pick Barmore, because I was going to pick someone different just to be like, I don't want to pick the same guy, but he's just so good. I mean, I know, and it's kind of, I want to pick Judon, but he didn't necessarily.
He impacted the game, but he didn't.
Yeah, but it was differently, right? I think Judon. I think we should kind of retire picking him as the MVP unless he does something crazy.
Yeah, because Judon just 3 or 4 sacks every game. He's crazy.
Yeah, a pick 6 somehow. Maybe he pulls off the Vince Wilfork thing where he taps into himself and runs it in. I don't know.
They line him up at outside and throw a touchdown to him, just something like that.
If you think the Patriots haven't thought about lining Judon up as fullback or a tight end, a la Mike Vrabel, you're kidding yourself, because I guarantee you they have. That's why I think, like, and I know that you had a comment about it earlier or in earlier episodes, all the trick plays the Pats have been running. I think because their trick play bag is so deep this year that they don't, that I mean, I'm talking like Hermione from Harry Potter deep. Like that's how deep their bag is. I don't know. Have you seen Harry Potter? Did that go over your head?
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
Bro, she got a bag. She has a bag. I don't know what it's called. I'm pretty sure it has some name. It's like one of those endless bags. Like she just pulls everything out of it. So now you get the reference. I think
and any of our non-Harry Potter listeners as well.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Harry Potter, by the way, is big Harry Potter guy. But yeah. I think the Pats are I think they have a ton of trick plays. So I do think that Judon, if you really want to have a hot take or something like that, if you can bet on this, I don't know if you can. I'm not a big better. Bet on Judon having a touchdown at some point this year.
I wish you could. I don't think you can. Maybe at a casino,
son of a bitch.
Sports book.
All right. Well, I do think that eventually he will have one. I'm going to take the sunglasses off for now because you can see what I'm looking at. No, I'm going to put it back on. Don't worry. When I have the hot takes, that's why I put the sunglasses back on. Honestly, dude, this game, specifically what happened, I want to talk about what it means going forward. There's some other news that we got to get to with a specific net kicking receiver, a receiver that likes to go on boat trips, who we're going to talk about him as well. I don't have much more to talk about. I know there's like some other stats and things like that. This was just an ass whipping. This was the Patriots saying, listen, you have a great defense. I get that. Your team, same record as us. Let me tell you one thing. All records are not created equal.
No.
We just showed you why you are multiple tiers below us. So
you are not
I got nothing.
Guy.
Nah. You're not that guy, bub.
Not that guy.
I got nothing. 24-6. Pats shit with the Panthers. Any closing thoughts about this game? Thoughts.
I'm just glad we showed up in all black, paying our respects.
That's it. We had to, because right now, and I hate this, but I'm going to use it because it lends credence to my point. If the season were to end today, sir, let me just run down the AFC for you.
Yep.
Tennessee Titans are the number 1 seed. I do not think that will last, because I do not think that the Titans are going to stay there without Derrick Henry.
Even after the last game.
Yeah, every team is due a stinker. Rams are much better than how they played. Yeah. Second seed, your Baltimore Ravens, who I think pound for pound are the best team in the AFC right now.
Yep. I think so too.
Lamar Jackson is a beast. The defense is actually still pretty good. They're your second seed. The Chargers somehow jumped up to the third seed.
Yep.
I don't know who allowed that. I don't know who sanctioned that.
Goddamn Eagles.
What? And the Eagles had it. See, that's the thing. That's another thing. I don't like the Chargers too. I'm not worried about the Chargers. I think I said it last episode. How many teams in this division do you think are better than the Patriots? The Chargers aren't in my eyes. So I'm not worried if you have to play them in the playoffs, assuming you both get there. Chargers at the 3 seed. Your number 4 seed, the Buffalo Bills, which one of my hot takes has to do with the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to circle back around to that. The Raiders, the Raiders are going nowhere fast. They are going, I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
Criminals.
No. Yeah, seriously. The Steelers are your 6th seed right now, who, again, I think we both have the same sentiment. They got a pretty good defense, but offense is not. They just happen to catch, fire in a bottle right now. I don't think the offense is going to last at all. In your 7th seed, ladies and gentlemen, if the season were to end today, the New England football fighting Patriots, led by Mac Jones, helmed by Darth Vader himself, Bill Belichick, led by that massage-loving GM or owner, Robert Kraft. The New England Patriots are your 7th seed. Would you look at that?
Be in this.
Would you look at that? And then the 8th seed are the Chiefs, 9th seed are the Browns, which is why it's important to beat the Browns when you play them. Chiefs, by the way, had no business beating the Packers. If the Packers had anybody other than Jordan Love, if the Packers had, I don't even know. I can't even think of a quarterback right now. If the Packers had just any quarterback.
Scott Tolzien.
Well, I'm not. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. Scott Tolzien.
I was kind of a big.
I don't
Scott
even
Tolzien
know
guy.
if the Packers had Jarrett Stidham, they would have beat the Chiefs.
That's also ambitious.
That's ambitious, but that was the first thing that came to mind.
All evening.
That was the first take that came to mind because Jarrett Stidham was actually activated today. Not sure why, but he was. So I guess you can't really just leave him. So you got to do something. But yeah, 5-4, you're 7th seed right now. I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm kind of looking at this right now. I don't see, other than the Ravens and, the Titans kind of, I don't know, maybe Bills. I'm going to get to that in probably a minute as to why I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about any of those teams at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
The whole league is wide open this year for anyone to
the whole league.
So
it's incredible. Like the entirely, I think the entire AFC West right now is like 5-4 or 5-3. So you have it's an incredible AFC right now. Sir, hot take number 2. Where are my sunglasses? The Buffalo Bills are not nearly as good as everybody thinks they are. Not even close. Let me tell you why. And I know that as it is. Oh yeah, Mike.
I love the contrast. Once the shades touch your back earlobes, you're like,
oh, buddy, I'm in. It's different. It goes from Mike to Sully. This is Sully talking right now. So Sully's hot takes. First win of the year. First game of the year against the Steelers. Guess what happened, Buffalo? You lost. You basic. 23-16. You lost to the fighting Ben Roethlisberger, who's hobbling on one leg with his porn addiction. Next game, 35-0. You mollywhopped the Dolphins. Oh, but the Patriots lost to the Dolphins week 1. Shut up. You beat them. Awesome. Held them to 0 points. That's probably part of where your great defense stats come from. I don't know. Might be. Who knows? Next week, 43-21. You beat Taylor Heineke and the Washington football team. I'm sorry. If you're excited about beating Taylor Heineke, who is a lesser man's Brett Favre, that's what he is.
Taylor Heineke.
Oh, me too. I like him. But let's not act like that's a great win. Because guess what, friends, boys and girls, women, men of all ages, not a great win. The next win, 40-0 against the Texans. I'm not even going to talk about that because the Texans are a joke of a franchise. Yes, I understand what happened in the game against the Patriots. We are not talking about the Patriots right now. Then next game, Bills, you beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs suck. Let's just call it exactly what it is. Maybe not suck. They're not great. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know what happened. I think he's in Space Jam and the Monstars sucked all his Michael juice out of him. He can't play anymore. He had that one play at the end of the game where he's rolling to his right because his offensive line, surprise, surprise, can't block for him. And he throws to Tyreek Hill, who is wide open. That was just a scramble drill. That was some schoolyard bullshit, as they say in The Longest Yard. Longest Yard, by the way, criminally underrated movie. The remake with Adam Sandler.
I like both of them.
Never saw the first one. Yeah, I know. Do you know how many movies they're having? Do you understand? Next week, I'll come in with the 10 most egregious movies that I haven't seen.
Have you seen Goodfellas?
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Come on. That every time that's on TV, I'm like, I gotta watch it. So yeah, cool. Hey, guess what, friends? You beat the Chiefs. That's probably your most impressive win of the season, and it's not that impressive. Next week, oh, hey, guess what? You lose to the Titans 34-31. Nothing crazy. You lost. The Titans are a good team. Titans are a playoff team, but hey, guess what? You lost to them though. Just saying. Next game, Miami comes back to town 26-11, which by the way, wasn't a great game. If you remember that game, that was not the Josh Allen did not play great in that game. He was throwing all over the yard, 29-42, 249, 2 touchdowns. Seems good, which yeah, sure. But the game itself, if you watched it, people were kind of a little suspect on the Bills after that game. And that was last week, by the way. They were kind of like, let's see what's going on. But guess what, guys? There's going to be a get-right game against Urban Meyer. He has left the club. He has left the bar. He's back on the field.
No longer with the chicks.
No longer with his sad face. He is coaching against the Buffalo Bills. That's a win, right? There's got to be a win. That's got to be a win. That's got to be a la the 40-0. Yep. No, friends, they lost 9-6. one of the ugliest scores you can think of for a football game. 9-6. 9-6. And do you know how they lost that game? The Jaguars got pressure on Josh Allen, which guess what, guys? You know what other team? Liam, I don't know if you know. I feel like there's another team in his conference that can get, I'm looking around like Stevie Wonder, that can get pressure on a quarterback by not even necessarily rushing a bunch of guys. Do you? It escapes me. Can you, Liam, down in front? Are you raising your hand? What team is that?
Yes. Would it be the New England Patriots?
Sure. Oh my! Ding, ding, ding! Circle gets a square. You're right. Square gets a circle. You won. You won the prize. You know what the prize is? The prize is the New England Patriots are going to win the AFC East this year. That is my 2B of my second hot take. Wow. Think about it, sir. Glasses are coming off because I don't even think that's a hot take, to be honest. Look at this. The Bills have don't get me wrong. The Bills are a good team. Not saying the Bills aren't a good team because everybody, I say that people be like, oh, well, Mike, the Pats lost to the Saints. The Pats had a tough time against the Texans. The Pats did lose to the Dolphins. Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I still think the Patriots are a really good team.
Yeah.
That's why I think that the Bills and the Pats, the distance between these teams aren't as big as everybody's saying. Josh Allen, he's had a good year. Do not get me wrong. But the fact that he's in the MVP conversation is asinine to me. He is, I think I was watching on one of the shows today, they were showing his stats. He is out of the top 10 in almost every meaningful passing category.
Goddamn.
People just fell in love with Buffalo. And granted, I am not a Buffalo Bills hater. I like the fan base. You put everybody through tables as you should be. I wish I didn't like the Bills, but Josh Allen, awesome. When last year, when I knew the Pats were kind of out of it, I was like, you know what? I wouldn't hate to see the Bills kind of, go a little far, because honestly, that would make their fall when the Pats come back even better. But I don't know. Looking at this schedule, you lost against the Steelers and the Titans, the only two playoff teams that you've played, you lost against. I mean, you beat the Chiefs, but let's be honest. I don't know about you. I don't have that much faith in anything the Chiefs do right now because I don't think that and again, I'm not saying they're not a frisky team. They can't beat anybody, but I'm just saying the defense isn't that great. Patrick Mahomes does not look nearly as good as he's been. And again, that's not that he's still a top 8 quarterback in the league. I guess you could say something like that. But I mean, if you watch the throws he's making, he's not making great throws, great decisions. The offensive line can't protect. And I don't know. So I don't think that the Bills are that impressive this year. Liam, what do you think about what I just said, man? Because I didn't tell you any of what I was going to say coming into this.
So what is the Bills record right now? Because I know you said they're 4th.
Yeah. The Buffalo Bills right now are 5-3. You, the New England Patriots, are 5-4. They had their bye week, obviously. You didn't.
Yes.
It's the only difference.
So I guess the records are closer than I would have expected. And
I know.
If you looked at both teams, you would think the Bills are head and shoulders above the Patriots.
One would assume.
So there is a distinct possibility, but looking at Buffalo's schedule going forward, it's just hard for me to imagine they don't clean up on most of the other teams that they play. They get the Patriots twice. I think they split.
Yeah. I agree.
And that's just my problem. They have one game up, and I would be surprised. I don't think it's impossible. But from where I'm standing right now, I think it's difficult. I think the Patriots are going to turn it around and crush this season, and they're going to win over 9.5 games because that's what I bet on. And God damn it, they have to hit it. But
dude, they will. Please believe they will.
They will. But I'm completely on board that they're going to turn it around. I just can't imagine Buffalo falls apart so strikingly against some of these other teams. They clean up pretty bad. They crush the bad teams for the most part. The Jags was the anomaly game. So I have trouble believing you on that one. The records are closer. So again, it's not even a scalding hot take there where it's so egregious. There is good reason to think so. From where I'm standing, though, it just seems quite difficult to me. Like a potholey road. Like one you're like, are we really going down this road right now?
So you know what I'm thinking, kind of looking at it, because like you said, they got the Jets. That's a win. Like, if they lose to the Jets,
Dub City. If they lose to the Jets, then the floodgates have opened. The Patriots
call the season off.
Yep.
Call the season off.
Relocate the franchise.
They play the Colts after that, which
tough
probably
team.
Be a close game, but I do think the Bills pull out. They play the Saints.
Now
Saints have a really good defense. That's a tough one.
They just lost their quarterback. Now it's a win.
True. That's a big win if you get that. Then you play the Pats again. If you think they're going to split, whatever game you think they're going to win or lose, it is what it is. You play the Bucks. I think they lose to the Bucks. Tom Brady has notoriously owned the Bills. I don't think the fact that he went to a better team means that that's going to stop. Yeah. They play the Panthers.
Dub.
They play the Patriots again. I think we'll say that's the one they win. They play the Falcons. That's probably a win. Depending on what's going on there. Then they play the Jets. So that means that they're going to get 2 losses.
So they get the Jets twice. That's 2 easy wins.
Yeah. That's not fair. That's not fair.
And they're already a game up on us. So.
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. So even if they end, so I get what you're saying. If they end with the same record, they will likely have the tiebreaker. They'll get in there. It'll be, I think they will, because I think their strength of schedule. I think actually, no. How would that work if they, then it becomes like how, I don't know how they do it. I think it's like your strength of wins and losses and all that shit.
Points scored maybe.
Yeah. Which I think they'll end up edging out the Pats in that regard. Strength of schedule will come into play too, because they did play the Washington football team and the Steelers, who the Pats aren't playing. So who knows? I'm kind of banking on the Pats might pull out a win in Buffalo. I think depending on, listen, I told you I tweeted this today. Go follow me. Sully5433. I tweeted out today, I'm done being the hesitant, not confident Patriots fan. Enough of this. I'm going to call it exactly how I see it. The Pats have a really good team. I think any given week they can beat anybody. Again,
I don't think it's far-fetched to say they win both games.
No, but again, I think odds are, if we're being kind of in the trust circle here, the Meet the Parents trust circle.
Yes.
I did see Meet the Parents. See, so there you go. That's
another classic.
And Meet the Fockers. I don't know which one I like more. They're both good, but
3.
I think so. I don't know. If there was a third one, it probably they didn't have that. Yeah, probably not. God, Meet the Fockers threw me off. But yeah, if the Pats do end up playing them, obviously I'm going to have to see the vibes of like what the game is. Big thing. You don't know who's injured, who's back, who's not, whatever's going on. But if you can pull out that first win in Buffalo, I think that beating Buffalo in New England, not a sure thing, but I think the odds are very high, because I think the team's going to be pumped up. I think the fan base is going to be pumped up. Assuming the season goes how I think it's going to go, I think just everybody's going to be pumped to win that game. It's going to be a cold game. I love cold games. So I think it's kind of like a contingency thing. Assuming you beat them both times this year, I think you win the AFC East.
Yes. If you beat them both times, I think it's a guarantee you win the NFC East. If you win in Buffalo, I think that's huge. Like, I would say if they win in Buffalo, you have to come on the show and be like, Liam, it's on. You were wrong. Like, we are that team, because that is a difficult environment with shitty weather, people who are miserable all the time and have nothing to look forward to but the Buffalo Bills, and they let them down most years than not. That is a hostile environment to go into and win in. And if the Patriots can do that, then I'm standing on my very conservative platform right now, where I'm like, I don't see it. But if that happens, then I'm wrong, and I'll admit I'm wrong, and I will eat. What is that? Eat crow.
Eat crow. I saw you looking around. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know if I'm gonna have to bleep this out in post production. What's going on? But
snap.
But yeah, I don't know. I am very, very high on this team right now. I think that they can go out there and beat anybody. I mean, kind of like I told you, and I know I said it last episode, they're a missed field goal and a fumble away from having two more wins and being the third seed in the AFC right now. Again, that's football. That's how it goes. But I don't know. I'm extremely high on this team. I don't think that the Bills are the wagon that everybody thinks they are. I just think the teams haven't really been able to get to Josh Allen that much. But when they do, he struggles a little bit.
Like Case in point, if you get pressure, they become.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then it just comes down to, how good is the team around him, which I feel like that's why the Miami game, which was a win, and the Jaguars lost, the two Florida teams. Again, Florida is a cesspool. It is the cesspool of the United States. Know. It is horrible. It is the Achilles heel of the Bills. I don't know, man. I think that when the Pats play them, and we're thinking way too far out, but if the Pats play them, they can get to them. I think they can beat them twice. Who knows? That's my take. I think the AFC East is not as locked down as everybody thinks. Bills aren't as good as everybody thinks, and the Pats win the AFC East. That's my hot take there.
I like it. I don't completely agree with it, but I like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's it. I didn't think so.
If the Patriots win in Buffalo, come on here and berate me.
Oh, dude, if they do, I might have to see what tickets are, and I might have to fly up there. We might have to do that.
That would be tight. I've already been looking at Patriots games against the Jaguars. They're like
here is my additional hot take. If the Buffalo Bills lose to the New England Patriots in Buffalo, I will fly up to Liam and we will somehow make it a live Tuck Rule Takes, or we'll stream it somehow. We'll do some crazy thing like that. We will do something like that, because I think if that happens, friends, the Pats are going to the fucking Super Bowl. So we have to be there. So what we have to do, it'll be a whole spectacle. So mark that down. I don't know whose job this is to mark it down. Somebody mark it down. It'll probably be me and you, Liam. We'll have to mark it down. If the Patriots beat the Bills in Buffalo, the next Tuck Rule Takes episode, I'm flying up to New England, to you, wherever you are up there. And we're going to do it in person, live Tuck Rule Take stream.
I think that'd be hype.
I think that would be amazing. So yeah, other than that, I do. So if you guys saw me looking away real quick, two things. One, sorry, I'm a little energized right now. Shocked Energy, Liam. I know that I brought it up recently, but have you heard of Shocked Energy by any chance?
Yeah, once or twice. Please.
Yeah. Well, let me enlighten you, friend. Shocked Energy drink made by gamers for gamers. It's really for anybody, though. I know everybody says for gamers. I'm a podcaster. Yeah, no. This energy drink does not discriminate. That's a good tagline too. Guys, go get them today. They ship worldwide, so no matter where you are, the New England, Florida, but don't be in Florida if you are in Florida. Why are you here? Idaho, no matter where you are, they ship to you. Again, I will say it. I wish I had mine on me. I actually ordered. It's not here yet. It'll probably be here for the next episode.
You ordered the watermelon box,
buddy. I got the watermelon box. Watermelon sugar high. Harry Styles. I got it. I got the watermelon box, so we'll be debuting that next episode as well. Go to shockedenergy.com, CGSN at checkout. You get 10% off. CGSN, again, get 10% off. Get the watermelon box. I promise you will not regret it. This is coming from someone who drank a 5-hour energy and a energy drink today. So
it shows.
My word is gospel in this case.
My word is gospel.
It is. Liam, you want to know what and this is kind of like a live update. Do you know what just came across my my Twitter machine?
The Patriots sign Odell Beckham.
The Patriots have been in contact with Odell Beckham Jr.'s people. His camp was the exact verbiage.
Wow.
Now, we are going to talk about the upcoming Browns game. I think it's only right to bring up OBJ. Full disclaimer, laugh at us if by the time you listen to this or whenever it is, that OBJ has signed with someone else. Laugh all you want, whatever, because as of right now, OBJ is a free agent. The teams that there's been so many teams, so many reports out there. They're saying, though, that he wants to go to a contender. He wants to go to the Saints, the Packers, or the Patriots. I know that Devontae Adams has been trying to get OBJ to come over here. I don't know why you would go to the Saints at this point without their quarterback, so I don't think that's a real thing. The Raiders just signed Deshaun Jackson, so it really comes down to the New England Patriots, someone who he has always liked, and it wasn't all around Tom Brady. OBJ has said he likes Bill Belichick.
Yes.
A lot of players on the Patriots.
I thought
like
it was
OBJ.
just Tom Brady until I realized.
Yeah, no. So did I, because I thought it was one of those things where it was like, oh, maybe he just wants to, he just wants to come in there and, play with Brady and, whatever. But what I will say about OBJ, if he comes here, and Liam, let me get my sunglasses because this is my third and final hot take, possibly the hottest of all the takes. I can't get my glasses in my ear. That's fine. If the New England Patriots get Odell Beckham Jr., they are going to the Super Bowl. I say this with a straight face. I'm taking the glasses off now so you can see how straight my face is.
Wipe the straight face.
There is, well, before I just kind of get into it, really quick thought of my take, friend. Any idea what you think of what I just said?
Yes. It's extremely ambitious. Like,
it is ambitious.
It is. This is textbook hot take, like scalding magma hot take, like very, very wild, very strung out. And I love it. I love what Odell can do. I don't like Odell as a person. I think he's kind of a clown.
I'm there with you.
But to give a young quarterback a top-level talent, not a top-level guy, not a top-level production guy, but a top-level talent, the opportunity is there for a huge blow-up. I don't think it would be this year. I think it will be next year when he gets acclimated to the offense and figures it all out, and they have a whole season together. No quarterback as a rookie has ever won the Super Bowl. Ever. Never. Not once. The closest anyone ever got was Big Ben Roethlisberger, and he got mollywopped by the Patriots in the game beforehand, like 38-0. Rodney Harrison had like 5 picks off that fool.
Yep.
But I love it. There's a lot of reason to say this, and just imagine the confidence a young quarterback like Mac, who has had trouble pushing the ball downfield and maybe not had the most confidence in guys like Nelly, who drops crucial passes down the field. If you have the sure hands, and Odell calls his hands Purell because they are 99.9% effective. If you have that, the confidence is through the roof. It's there. And I don't even think it's so crazy to say that they could win it this year, because by the time the playoffs come around, if they signed him tomorrow or this week or in the near future, they can't wait like 2 weeks to do it.
No.
They have to do it soon.
Yeah.
And you can give him like basically the whole second half of the season to get acclimated to the offense. If he's good to go, figured out the offense and ready to go by the playoffs, which even still is a hard stretch in the Patriots' very difficult offense. But if he's ready to go in the playoffs, I have no reason to believe that Bill Belichick opens up a completely different game plan in the playoffs. Every team is looking at what the Patriots did through the regular season. Bill knows that, so he goes, we're going to go completely against that. They don't run the ball as much. They throw downfield, and they attack defenses when defenses are expecting them to kind of chip away at them. I think there is huge possibilities with this, and if this all falls into play, a Super Bowl is a year or two away. At 3 years, very most. I think next year's a safe bet. This year is a good bet.
This is the year, man, if they get it, because like you said, and again, there's really no explanation. Guys, the defense is great. Defense is a top defense. They're getting better. What is this team missing? The offense. They need someone to spread the field. They need someone to loosen it up for everybody else. That's OBJ. I'm not even going to explain it. Patriots get OBJ. They are winning the Super Bowl this year. It is that simple. It is that simple.
And imagine how crazy that would be.
Dude, it would be amazing. think about it. OBJ, at the very least, he draws coverage away. So what happens if you put your second or third best corner on him, he's going to beat them. So then you start putting better coverage to him, opens up the field for everybody else.
He has the Randy Moss effect. You could put him out there and just have him as a screen guy, off the line of scrimmage, just turn around, look for a pass. That's 3 or 4 guys rushing because he can work in space too. So 3 or 4 guys rushing to him, get Nelly over the top. You get Bourne over the top.
That's it.
You get one of the tight ends on a seam route. It's just, it opens up everything. Completely changes this offense from what
I'm telling you
throughout these games so far.
It's true. And guess what, guys? He can throw too. So imagine the quadruple reverses there. So again,
it's so confusing.
That's my hot take there. Now we are going to wrap it up with the Browns thing. Guys, I'm not going to bore you with the stats, okay? Browns got a good defense, okay? They got a top 10 pass defense. They're actually 9th in pass yards allowed. They have a top 3 rush defense. In fact, they're the 3rd best rush defense in the league. But guess what, guys? They're the Browns. It's Baker Mayfield. I'm not taking Baker Mayfield over Bill Belichick. I think that
Baker's hurt.
He's hurt, and I know he had a great game last week. I don't care. I think this run game
season too.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. They had a game, and I think, Liam, you told me, you said, the Browns are going to be confident coming out of this win. So guess what? This is going to be a letdown game. I think the Pats rush game has a really good game. Mac has a game a little better than he had now. I'm going to say the score is going to be something like, I'm going to say 28-17. That's my score.
Ooh.
Yep.
See, I can't imagine it's that high of a score just because the Browns' defensive line is brutal. Like Myles Garrett's a meat house. Jadeveon Clowney's there too, and he is not the guy that we expected from the first overall pick. He's not a completely dominating player, but he's above average. He's very good. So I think that they get a lot of pressure on him. Max struggles. The secondary's pretty good too. They have their moments there, and I think this is a lower scoring game. I'm thinking Patriots win 16-13.
I would almost like that more.
My lowest prediction yet. All my other scores have been high scores. This is my lowest one yet. 16-13 Patriots.
I would almost like that more, but I'm still going to stick with mine, 28-17.
It's just because Chubb's out too. Like, I don't know where their points are coming from.
Even if Chubb ends up playing, because I think he is vaccinated, he's still going to be, I don't know, he's still missing time practicing.
Yep.
I don't know. No Kareem Hunt. You got the D'Ernest Johnson. D, get out of here, D'Ernest. You do need to win this game, though. You win this game, you go into the Falcons game next. I think that's a win. So
yes, and all the momentum there would just lead to an ass kicking of the Falcons. Yeah. And from a bettor's point of view, this seems like the ultimate trap game where everyone's going to look at. Obviously not Patriots fans, but everyone else is going to look at this game, look at what the Browns did last week and go, they crushed the Bengals, who aren't a bad team. The Bengals destroy bad teams like the Lions and stuff like that. So they look at that and they go, we're not sure about the Patriots. We think the Browns could do the same thing to the Patriots. And then it'll be one of those things where the Patriots squeak out a small win and ruin everyone's bets.
Yeah. Bengals, by the way, they were the 2nd seed, 1st seed, 3rd seed. They're not even in the playoffs right now. They're the 10 seed, which is bananas.
Lose one game and drop
bananas. The 10 seed. The 10 seed.
Everyone's basically the same. People are winning and losing to everyone.
Everybody. There's a lot of 5-win teams right now in the AFC. All I'm gonna say, Pats fans, you gotta win this game. If you win this game, you need to walk around with your chest out so far, so high that you walk around saying you're gonna win the Super Bowl. I'll back you. Just say that Mike told you. That's why they're gonna win they're gonna win it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys. So I think Browns, you win this game. This game's at home as well, so that's big too. They come in Sunday. I think you beat them. You're then 6-4. Going on to the Falcons, and that's it. So I don't know. Liam, you got anything else crazy to say about these Patriots right now?
The stock is trending upward.
The stock is trending upwards. The boogeymen, the Freddy Kruegers of the NFL. We are back. Guys, for Liam McDade, I am Mike Sullivan. Go Patriots. Get ready for an ass kicking. Maybe not ass kicking, but a win this week against the Browns. And hopefully the next time we talk to you, OBJ is a New England Patriot, and they are Super Bowl bound, ladies and gentlemen. This was Tuck Rule Takes. Thank you, Couch Guys Sports, for having us. We out.
Sweet feet.
Sweet feet.